Nothing. Nothing right now. I mean, the guys are skating, so there's a couple things I'll check on after they get off. But if everything is good, it'll be status quo.
Anders got rewarded the last game. What have you seen from that line with Gergensen?
Anders played a couple now. He's played really well using his speed, jumping back in the lineup after a long duration out. Was really, really nice to see, and him get rewarded for it too was obviously nice to see. But no, he's good energy. Guys enjoy playing, alongside him, and he's a teammate that you throw him in the lineup. Guys are excited that he's on the line with them. They communicates very well on the bench, and so it's good to have him in there.
What have you admired most, Coach, about Owen Power's game? Is there anything at all, too, that has surprised you about his game?
Before I even touch on Owen, I got to tell you, the guys around him have responded extremely well. They're excited to have him. I felt, have created an environment where he can come in and be himself. And he's doing that. He's not afraid to make a mistake. He's being assertive and aggressive where he can. And he's had like every player, trying to gauge, how assertive or aggressive you can be without becoming liable, because of the skill level in this league. He's worked his way through that through a few games, and I thought the guys around him have supported him very well to that endeavor. But he has an extremely competent base of game knowledge, positional knowledge, situational awareness that you often spend a lot of time as coach in coaching trying to teach young guys or talk to young guys about that. Situational awareness, game knowledge, and he has an incredible base, and he's had it. A lot of it's natural. I think it comes from him just watching the game and studying his position over the years. Because I saw it in him years ago, when I first saw him play 5-6 years ago, and I've watched him since, and that for me was exciting to have him in the lineup because he just does things that you're actually trying to teach other players through development. So nice to have him in there. He's done a great job, and the guys around him have helped that cause.
I don't want to put you on the spot. Do you think that second year of college hockey helped him?
Absolutely. Every year of college hockey, every year of hockey in general helps a player that's dialed in like that. Wherever he chose to go, he was gonna improve. There's no doubt. I was happy that he chose college hockey again. He was going to go into something with a year of hindsight. He didn't have that the prior year as a freshman. Obviously, you don't have that hindsight, so he could target things, and I felt he did. He went in to his sophomore year saying, "I want with some objectives, clear objectives with hindsight." That I thought I know is valuable for guys like him to have that opportunity, to not forego that opportunity, so I was real happy that he did that. And yes, college hockey, especially the college hockey today is tough. I mean, it's not a lot of games, but there's no easy game in college hockey. And especially when you're wearing the tag that he is of a top player at a young age. So I think it was real good for him.
How impressive was the Devils' road trip, the depleted lineup to go 3-1-1 and now be coming off that?
Very impressive. I mean, they're a team that, they play a high tempo game, and they can make you pay fast for even the slightest of error. They're explosive, they're quick, and they work hard. So. I think our guys have developed a lot of respect for them, playing them as much as we have and getting familiar with them. They're definitely a team on the rise.
You've got your own issues as your own club this weekend, but how big organizationally is it this weekend for what's going on in Rochester? And just how much are you guys desperate to see them get in those?
Mike, I'm smiling because I like the way you say you have your own issues. Yeah. We have challenges, Mike. Yeah, but sometimes they are issues. Yes, it is. In one sense, there's a lot of hype on making the playoffs for I'm speaking of Rochester now. But the battle to the playoffs is something that's really good for guys. I mean, we're talking about development. So any any adverse situation, any challenge you have to meet pushes that development, whether the result is positive or negative. And the outcome, I should say, is positive or negative. The result is positive because you have to face challenges. Sometimes you fall short, but there's lessons in that. And for young guys, it's good. And so I do like that UPL has to play under that pressure, and obviously the other guys as well that are there. So it's good. I think I've watched them. I mean, I've watched them through the whole year. I love what's going on down there. Those guys, every time I see them, they get better as a team, and they fight hard as a team. So lots of positive, regardless of result or outcome.
And it's an interesting way to put it. If they don't make it, you wouldn't characterize it, maybe it might be disappointment, but you wouldn't characterize it as setback, right?
No.
Because they've gone through the process.
No, I don't think you can characterize anything as a setback right now for where we are as a franchise. I think not working, not playing passionately, not committing to practice every day, I think those are setbacks. I don't think an outcome of a game right now is a setback if you have those things in order, because young players, when they approach it the right way, they're going to get better and better, and that'll flip, and as we've talked about many times. So no, I don't. I think they're, I look at where they're at, I think it's a healthy position to be in because they have the right things in order. They are playing the games hard and with passion, and they are showing improvement. Every time I go see them, I see improvement. So I think everything down there has been really, really good from what I've seen and what I know through experience. So I'm happy with that.
Hey, Don, could you speak to the technological advances that the league has made to help players, help the coaches on the bench, the replays, the real-time thing that's going on? How beneficial has it been with all that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a constant push for years now for the NHL to bring that technology to the players on the bench. Obviously, we have 3 or 4 iPads, and you see the newer generation of player reaching for those things more. They've watched themselves more by virtue of they can. You get youth hockey games all over the globe right now, instantly, and those kids, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old now have their own video. So the kids entering the league now have that, they're accustomed to that, and they use it, and it's nice to see. I know it's a real push for the NHL. We have lots of talks consistently about new technology coming in the form of video and analytics, and it's as a coach, I love it.
Tony, if I could ask one question, not to rehash the past. We talked about challenges. Spiritually, emotionally, when you took over, there were turbulent waters. What was your first step in trying to settle things down and establish what we're seeing now?
Yeah, I think the more turbulence and the turbulent waters you might speak of with that is 90% of that is on the outside. It really is. It's written about, talked about, but on the inside, and that influences the inside significantly. There is no question that does. So for us, we had to really turn inside, and just put in front of the players and bring them some clarity on what we have control over and what we are not controlling that we have control over. And when they could see that and feel that instantly when we presented it to them, like this is what we have control over that we're not taking control of. So let's focus, bring our attention, and dedicate our effort to that. And that happened. That was really easy because we had great leadership. Kyle Okposo was an incredible leader in that. So was Ristolainen and Reinhardt, who aren't with us. But they really helped the rest of the team grasp, okay, let's dedicate all our attention to these few things that we have control of, and then we just built from there really quick. And it was fun. The guys immediately started to have fun. They felt like things that everybody was saying was out of their control. There was all white noise, and to them, they had a very clear picture of what they had a sense of objective, and they were excited once they had that. So, much like this season where our guys, I would imagine you'd hear them say they don't want to go home, they don't want the season to end. That was the case at the end of last year. So they had built something really quick in that turnaround, and it was a credit to, again, that leadership in the room, and even some guys that weren't here I mentioned that are really important for me to mention because they were a big part of that.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.